Resident Evil 2 is scaring a whole new generation of gamers with a remake that is arguably even more frightening than its first iteration. The game stars Leon S. Kennedy and Claire Redfield as they attempt to make their way out of a zombie-infested Racoon City. Whilst in the original version of the game, the massive monster Mr. X didn't appear until Scenario B, in the new reboot he is on your tail straight away, stalking you throughout the corridors of the RPD and not even giving you a break to finish off a puzzle or two. But what is his history and where did he come from? Well, throughout this video I'll be breaking down everything that you need to know about the mysterious man. There will be heavy spoilers here, so if you don't want to know anything about the character, then I highly suggest that you turn off now. But with that out the way, I'm Definition and welcome to the channel where I play it so you don't have to. Mr. X, also known as the Tyrant T-103, was sent into Racoon City in 1998 along with 5 other versions of the Tyrant. X was primarily tasked with retrieving a sample of the G-Virus from Sherry Birkin and to kill the remaining survivors of the RPD, something that puts him directly into the path of Leon Kennedy. When X is dropped into the RPD, the majority of the officers are dead, and when Sherry escapes into the sewers, he follows her, Claire, Leon and Ada Wong down there. In the original Resident Evil 2, after falling into molten metal, T-103 suffered serious burns but managed to climb out of the fiery pit. X becomes one of the game's final bosses when he mutates into his Tyrant form and loses his jacket. Luckily, the survivors were able to kill him with a rocket launcher and escape onto the train where they were confronted by the most mutated form of William Birkin. In the remake, X wears a fedora at some points to emphasize his covert operation, though it does make him look a bit like Oddjob. Just don't tell him I said that. X of course was the inspiration behind the Nemesis which appears in Resident Evil 3, and this too stalked characters attempting to kill them. But to be honest, I find Mr. X much more scary. Unlike the original game, however, the remake sees Mr. X stalking you of his own free will. Similar to the Xenomorph from Alien Isolation, X can now move about freely in the game instead of set pieces that he was confined to in its first version. This freedom of movement makes him infinitely more dangerous, and it's no surprise that players are calling him the scariest game monster ever. Over the years, Mr. X has kept relatively the same appearance, with his trench coat being the most noticeable thing about him. In addition to Resident Evil 2, he has appeared in Gun Survivor, The Dark Side Chronicles and Operation Racoon City. Obviously, Resident Evil 2 will thrust the character back into the limelight, and I can't wait to see fan reactions to the new version of him. So, are you excited or terrified to see the return of Mr. X? Are you enjoying Resident Evil 2, and what's your favourite one in the series? Comment below and let me know, and if you enjoyed this video, please like it and make sure you check out my breakdown of last year's big game, Red Dead Redemption 2, which will be linked at the end. This is a channel for the hardcore players, so if that's the kind of thing you like, hit subscribe. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this. I've been Definition, you've been the best, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Peace. Resident Evil 2. I could never do that voice all the way. Resident Evil 2. Look, someone do their best Resident Evil 2 voice in the comments, yeah? Cheers.